Over the years, I've developed my craft, developed my skill, and now I find myself at a professional level opting inside of this game. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 of the biggest tips I can give to you as a new player or a developing player in order to become the best opper possible. These are going to be things that you can easily do, and it's not rocket science, so let's get right into it. The first thing that I want you to understand is you need to have an idea of what you want to do every single round. You need to have a plan early round to establish your footprint in the game and make sure that you have the confidence and purpose inside of every round. So if I have this forward spawn over here, I'm going to run B main, flash off the wall, and get posted on this angle. Boom. Now I've established myself. I'm comfortable. I'm playing my game. And my teammates, especially if I'm commenting that to them, communicating to them, they know what I'm doing as well. It's the same thing if we have the spawn over here. I might go for this reverse E-box pick where I run through rugs here and pick E-box like this. And always ask for your teammates, hey, I need you to hold this. I need you to do this. And then you just focus on your shot. The problem is when we don't have a plan or a purpose in the round, we sit here and we start going, should I hold? No, should I hold a main? And you start dancing around here and it's very bad because you don't feel comfortable. And if you're not comfortable as an opper, you are going to fail. And so this is something on T side and CT side you have to be able to do. You know, hey guys, this round I'm going for a B pick. I'm gonna pick E-box, right? And we're going through here. We're telling our teammates what we're doing. We're flashing E-box and going for this pick. Boom. Whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. Just have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you are going to struggle so much inside of this game. Now, guys, if you're struggling to get some Counter-Strike 2 skins, I can help you with that with the message from the sponsor of today's video. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code CoJo. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description. Alright guys, so thank you to Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. The next thing I want you guys to think about, tip number 2, is always finding pillars. Why are pillars so important inside this game? You might have heard me talk about this in other videos. Pillars allow you to pivot and have cover, right? So, you know, think of this as one big pillar, and it's so good because we can hold this angle, take a shot, people are coming out of E-box, so we kill them there, and we can keep isolating these fights, because as an opper, getting double peaked is the worst thing that we want, right? So anywhere that you can find pillars, they are going to be your best friend. Even if they're just small pillars, it's fine because you can, you know, sit around here and pivot, right? This pillar is great because boom, we get a kill, we can kind of use it and come out here and combat up. It's so good, right? So depending the size of the pillar, it's gonna you know, impact kind of how you're gonna handle the angle. So it's just so good though, because like no matter what pillar on any map, it literally doesn't matter what map it is, if you can establish like any sort of pillar cover, it's always so good. Get kill here. Now we're posted on this line that's more passive. Get a kill there. You know, maybe we repeat the same angle. Maybe we keep changing it up. It makes it so hard for somebody that's scaling in on site to be able to like predict where you're gonna peak. And at the end of the day, guys, you just have to hit them once, and they usually have to hit you 4 times to kill you unless they get lucky and hit a headshot on you, right? So if you're being mobile around these pillars and dancing back and forth, it is so effective, and it's why you see so many oppers establish themselves on lines like this, because if they miss a shot, they can now just peek over here and then keep doing that, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Which kind of brings us on to point number 3, and that is you need to get behind any cover, right? And it seems like this is the same exact tip, but there's a big difference in this game, and it's gonna be situational, right? This angle right here can be both the best angle and worst angle depending on the situation, right? If we know that they have not crossed this threshold, that angle is you know, honestly fine. Playing right here, that's fine. I'm not behind any direct cover, right? But I'm holding this pixel angle, and that actually is fine. Versus if they can scale us from the right side and get in here, that is now one of the worst places we can be, because if 2 people peek us or we miss a shot on 1 person, where are we going, right? And now this example is very obvious, but one of the worst things that I see oppers doing is exposing themselves too much. They just expose themselves to everything, right? They're trying to op here on B and they get stuck right here. They just post on an angle like this. Guys, why is this bad? Because if anyone peeks us from any direction, if we get flash peeked, if we miss a shot, it hurts us so badly, right? Always remember, when you're holding these angles, get behind cover. It doesn't matter where you're at, keeping yourself exposed is going to be your worst nightmare, and it's something that seems obvious, but I promise more of you are doing it than you think. So definitely something to keep in mind and to think about inside of the game. Now guys, another thing that we want to understand as an AWPer is what our role is. So my tip for number 4 is understanding that your job as an AWPer is not the same as a rifler, right? Now, like I said, there's gonna be times where you go for early picks and openings, right? You go for these early plays. But in general, you are going to have to be pretty good at supporting your teammates with utility, right? Knowing different smokes, knowing different lineups, right? Doing all these things, because you know, if you can smoke and then flash your teammates in, and then as they're scaling in, you're holding some of the bigger angles like backside here, dark, and you know, these pillars. You can provide overwatch, and you know your role. Too many players, and I'm speaking to myself too, get forced into the habit of they're trying to grow in with the pack, right? In a 5, say we have 5 guys alive, the other team has 4 people, they're trying to run in with the riflers, and it's just so hard. And that's not your job at the end of the day. Your job's not to run in as a pack rifler like that. Your job is to kind of sit behind most of the time and play Overwatch. There are some caveats to this. If you're on 1 HP, say it's a 2v2 situation, you're on 1 HP, you know the guy's on site here, you should just run out and try to kill the guy, but mostly just try to die so that your rifler can sit here and trade the guy, and now you're in a 1v1. So there's always situational things, but at the end of the day, you should be playing Overwatch. And the reason that's important too is, say we're going into site and our teammates all just die, we can then save the op. Saving the op is something you're going to have to do if you want to be good, because too many players don't understand that you know, how saving the op and not going for these crazy 1v4s, 1v3s is going to help you overall, because your money's going to be much better. You're going to have a lot more funds, and a lot of players just literally do this wrong, and I hate to see it, because when you don't save the op, you're just throwing the game, and you're throwing them an op too. They might not have an op, and now they get to pick up yours. So as many times as possible, save that op and try to keep those deaths down as an AWPer. As an AWPer, you should be more concerned about how many deaths you have than kills, right? It's obviously important to be able to frag as an AWPer, but the deaths is just as important, because if you're dying too much, you're failing. You're failing your job, right? And it might be a team issue, it might be an individual issue, but you're failing. But yeah, so that brings us into tip number 5. How do we find safe impact and safe picks as an AWPer in this game? Guys, it all goes back to the beginning. Have a plan, but now specifically a fallback plan. Having a fallback plan is literally the best thing you can do for yourself. So I'm going to use the CT example here. It can literally be anything. Just get comfortable. Just understand. Guys, you have the one-shot gun. The other team has to push you back, and you should give yourself as much space and room as possible. So early, I might want to go for a pick here. I have my plan. I go for a pick. I'm posted here. I get a kill. I fall back, and now I'm here. Get a kill. Fall back. Hopefully we have a teammate that can help support us, but maybe we run into camera. Don't mess up like me. Now we're here. You know, we shoot, we fall back. Shoot, we fall back. Now we're going heaven, right? And until we eventually get pushed all the way off, and maybe we hold an angle like this. But you see how I'm constantly just shooting and falling back? And obviously we can't fall back like the entire game, the entire round. But that's where, if we have teammates, we can start to retake space and re-push back in. Same thing no matter where you're at. You might go for an aggressive A main peek here, right? Or maybe you actually want to peek out of A main. So you peek here. Shoot. Maybe you don't shoot. Fall back here. Now we're on the table. Boom. Going back to A main here. And when you fall back, if you hear people don't run in on you, guys, don't feel like you have to stay in these back positions. You can search back in if you don't think somebody is going to be there posted with an op, or you think you can get the frag. That is acceptable. But yeah, this is just literally the best way to op, guys. Shoot and fall. Shoot and fall. And if you want to be extremely tricky, and we can do a part 2 of this video because there's so many more tips and tricks I can give you. But if you want to be super tricky, you shoot and then you just rotate around to the other side of the map if you don't think they're coming in your sight. So I shoot there and I'm going back to A side or B side to pick up B, right? And then the B players just heard that the op is on A 15 seconds ago. and then they might try to peek out a B main and you get that free frag. It's so easy, but we can get more into that in the next video. But appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. It would help me out so much as I'm trying to grind and grow this channel. So I appreciate every single one of you. Keep working hard, keep learning, and let me know in the comments down below what kind of video you want to see out of this channel. I'd love to post some content you guys want to see. So thank you all so much.